Hello syntax lover. In this video I will be writing a program, and the program is making use of Java main. You need to create object which will be responsible for calculating profit or loss. So how you are going to do this program? So let's get to BlueJ, and in fact I have already written the program. Let me show you the link. Don't worry, the link will be provided in the description below. So just go and check this link. You will get this entire program. You will copy this whole program and simply paste in BlueJ. Then you will be able to run them very smoothly. Here is the program. So as I already said in my previous videos also, you must have seen that how to create an object, how to create functions, and how to call them. So in this video we will be working more on that. These are the comment lines. It's a very good practice to write comment line in your program. Since I didn't teach you how to take input from the user, that's the reason I'm assigning value directly in the program. Okay, but once you learn how to take input from the user, the program will be more dynamic. So for the time being, what I have done is I have declared few variables and I've assigned values to them. Okay, so let's see how the program flow goes. I have given a class name called calculate underscore loss. You are free to choose whatever class name you want. Make sure the class should always have a public access specifier. So here is the class starts and here is the class ends. So that's the entire scope of the class. So at the very beginning I have declared few variables, and in fact I have created a separate video where I've showed you how to create instance variable, and for that reason here the video reference will be given. You just click the I button, you will get to see the video where you will find the comparison between an object and instance variable. So if you see this declarations, what are they? They are instance variable, or you can call them as non-static variable. Both are same, instance or non-static variables. You can call them either way. So always you should write the comment lines as you proceed. And since we are going for float data type, here I have written F. F symbolizes that it's a float type. Since we are working on a very small amount of value, our value range is very small, so that's the reason we have gone for float. Had this been a large value or large range of value, then we would have gone for double. So all these variables I have initialized them, and this is how you should initialize before you provide any value, and the value should always be given through the help of specific functions. Like see over here, I have assigned the value inside the function called set. This particular function name I have chosen. It's a very good practice that you write your program using function. That's how you will be able to fetch a very good score. Our target is to make you fall in love with Java and to secure 100 out of 100. So for that reason you should follow its rules. So when you write a class object program, it's a very good practice of declaring function, and this is how you should do it. You start with the access specifier public. For the time being, this function, let it be returning no value. That's the reason I have written void over here. You don't have to worry about what this void is all about, because there will be a separate playlist. In future you will be getting lot of programs in regard to that. You will understand entirely what this void is all about, but for the time being just put a void over here. Give whatever name you feel like. If you are writing a single word, that is fine. If you are going for multiple word, then put an underscore over here and you can join the word. Okay, no issue. Like set value, this can also be a function name. Okay, that's your choice. And every function has got a first bracket open, first bracket close, and the body of the function starts with second bracket. Now here I have assigned the cost price. See, I have already given the cost price over here. Since we are using the float data type, so it always has to end with F. So the cost price is this. It has got an extra overhead. Some additional charges has to be added. So I have added an overhead of this much value, and then the item was been sold off. The selling price had been this much. So naturally you can find out there has been a loss. Okay, but in this program, since I haven't teach you how to perform decision making, that's the reason I am not checking out whether it's a profit or whether it's a loss. I understand that this is a loss, so I'm simply finding out the loss. But in the coming video, you will be seeing how to perform decision making with the help of if. Then the program will be more dynamic. Okay, just wait for few more videos, but go through this program very minutely so that you understand the flow of control. That is very essential at this point of time, and to understand how the program syntax goes. Okay, so the selling price is this. Now that was the purpose of this particular function. So this particular function was to set the value which initially were 0.0. So the value got initialized, but not all the variables. Like the cost price have not been initialized yet, the loss has not been initialized yet, and that we are doing it in another separate function called calculate. So here what I'm doing is I'm calculating the gross cost price, and for that reason the cost price plus the overhead is the gross cost price. Okay, very simple. And now, as I already told over here, I'm not using the if, so simply I'm calculating the loss. How do you do that? Gross cost price minus the selling price, I will get the loss amount. Okay, now this is the function that will calculate the loss. Well, what you can do, you can simply write your system.out.println over here, which will display the loss amount right over here also. Like you can write like this, that is the cost price is, you can write suppose rupees, you put a quotation over here, and then you put a concatenation operator and write the gross underscore CP, that's the cost price, and then you again concatenate, and then you write selling price is. See, I'm doing the thing in the same function, but if you feel like you can do it in a different function also, no problem, that also I will show you. And the loss amount is this. So here only I'm calculating, as I mean to say, inside the function where I calculated, I'm displaying the output. That also you can do it. So that's what your calculate function is. Now you are supposed to create an object because that was the program been asked. Here is the statement, you have to create an object that will calculate the profit or loss. So for that reason you have to give a call to the class name, and the class name is calculate loss. Then you have to create an object, and then you have to invoke the object by have to initialize the object, and this is the way you do that. So the object creation process is done. So here we were creating the object, so I can write in command line, that is creating object, that is fine. And then we have to give a call to the function with the help of dot operator. Okay, so when you are calling the function, be very careful which function you have to call. Always you should call the function that will set the value, and then you will call the function that will calculate, because if you call the calculate function first, obviously there will be no value over here and you will not get the predicted output. So object.set will call this particular function, all the value will be initialized to this variable. So this variable will have the value now, and then you are calling the calculate function, and then this particular statement will get fired. So let me compile the program. As I do that, the program got compiled. I have added this extra line. This line is not there in my link file. You have to just add this line right over here. This much you need to keep it in mind. So now let's go and compile my program. So here is my main function. Let me click it, yes, and it is fine. And here comes my program's output. So the selling price is this, I didn't print the cost price yet, so let me show you the program. Okay, sorry, this is the selling price. So why did I write selling price? Should be the loss. See, I wrote it selling price, so it is showing the selling price is this. No, it's not a selling price, it is the loss. So let me rectify the statement. So the cost price is this, the selling price is this amount. So I can write over here the selling price is SP, and then I can write loss is, I can write this, and then I can put a quotation over here, and then I concatenate this. So that is fine, no issue. Now you can print, you can compile it once again, and let's run the program and let's see the output again. And here is the output now. It's very clearly been shown. This is the entire cost price. So after addition of cost price and the overhead, we get the following cost price. The selling price is this. See, I've written in one single line, so it's coming like this. You can split the statement in two separate line also. You can put this thing something like this. I have taken off the statement, so I bring it over here. I just copy this line from here, and I can put it over here, right? And then I just put a first bracket open and the semicolon. Okay, so this is just the way of writing it. It's your choice which way you want. So now let's go and run the program and see your output is coming. Oh, I have given an extra space over here. That's the reason you were seeing this. This extra space was there. So let me compile it. Let me run it again. And as I do that, now you will get the output. See, the output is now looking very good. Okay, the cost price is this, selling price is this, the loss is this. Now you can do one more thing also. If you feel like, you can put this line also in a separate statement. So you can strike this line off, you can bring it down, you can go for copy of this portion, and here you can put it, and then you just put a brace open, brace close, semicolon. That also you can do it. Or you can do one more thing also. You simply can remove these lines from this function, and you can create one more function also. That would be very good in fact. So you can create another function, public void display. Since you have already calculated, so you put the name of the function, you just paste the statement over here. See, these lines are something what I'm appending, so they are not there inside the function link. Okay, so I'm just editing my program, and now don't forget to give a call to the function. So here's my function statement. So this is the name of the function, so just put the function name right over here and save it. So you saw how the function was initially, and this is the updated part. So the link will have the previous format, so that you can differentiate between what I have done now and what it was initially. So let me now compile the program. So right now you can find out there are three functions. So let me click the OK button. See, the output is coming right exactly what it was coming initially. But the way I did this is completely different. So there was a function that set the values in the variable. There is a function that calculate, and there is a function that displayed. Be very careful about the sequence in which you are calling the function, because that do matters a lot. And finally you will get the output. Okay. So I think this particular program gave you some idea how to give a call to the functions with the help of an object, and how actually the objects are created. Don't worry, I will come up with few more programs so that you really get the idea about object and class very perfectly well. Okay, thank you so much. Don't forget to click the like button and share this video among your friends, so that everybody start falling in love with Java. Thank you again.